Yo, what's up guys? So we are here taking a look at some newer Yu-Gi-Oh cards. We have a new boss monster for Galaxy Eyes, and on top of that, Lavals got some newer support out of all the things, and on top of that, Shaddolls are looking pretty good, getting some newer support coming out as well. And if you're excited about these archetypes getting new support, drop a like on this video, but let's go ahead and check out their effects. So the first card that we're going to be taking a look at is the Nymph Shaddolls Genius over here. It is going to be an Earth Machine Flip Effect monster, and it's level 4 with 1800 attack, 8000 defense points. And it says you can only use one of this card's name's first or second effects per turn, and only once that turn. The flip effect is that you get to target one Shaddolls monster you control this turn. It is unaffected by monster effects while face up on the field except for its own. The second effect of it says if this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you get to target one effect monster in the field. It cannot activate its effects on the field for the rest of the turn. Already a pretty decent little card. Not only does it have some protection, but also some negation as well. I'm thinking that a lot of people will be excited to go ahead and mess around with this. Unfortunately, it's not going to be dark though, because you know, us players that play Shaddolls usually like to play that Allure of Darkness. Sometimes with consistency that can help out. But of course, with the newer addition of another card that's not dark, it allows us to go ahead and make a lot of other things potentially with Super Poly as well. Next up, we have the Helshadol Void, which I'm sure will get its name changed in the TCG. Let's go ahead and check out this card's artwork, as it does look pretty dang cool. Is this it almost looks like a Phantom Knight that is on fire over here. I think that's what it might be. Anyways, it's a Fire Fiend flip effect, a level 9, so maybe with monstrosity over here. 29/29 for its stats, and it says you can only use this card's name first or second effect per turn, and only once that turn. The first flip effect says you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls to send one Shaddolls monster with the same attribute from your extra deck to the graveyard, and if you do, banish the target. Wow, that's absolutely amazing. Not only do you potentially get something into the extra deck that could be really good for extra bonuses like in chests over there, but on top of that, you can banish the card. Dude, the new Shaddolls are looking quite great. Obviously, it's a flip effect, so might not be the easiest thing to actually pull off, because more than likely your opponent would see you set the card. Obviously, if you're going for some other effective like Tribute Set, which is not really something people usually do, but with other Shaddolls support, obviously it's not going to be a lot easier. Anyways, next up though, if this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you just send cards from the top of your deck to the graveyard equal the number of different original attributes on the field, which is both players. Okay, that could be kind of interesting. I mean, it could just be a couple, but that could proc all of the other effects that might be able to be active in the graveyard. I think this card's pretty interesting. I mean, I do definitely like this effect, and the other card is still definitely great, so it's a great little addition to the Shaddolls lineup. Next up, we have the boss monster over here, Galaxy Eyes Cypher EX. We get an EX Dragon. Doesn't Pokemon have EX cards? I guess Yu-Gi-Oh's getting EX variants now too. I would like to see all the 5Ds get like Uber or EX versions, if you want to call them that, as well. I think that would be really cool. Anyways, Galaxy Eyes Cypher EX Dragon is a light dragon exceed effect RN, I think that's rank 10, attack 4000 and defense 3000, and it requires 2 level 10 monsters. And it says once per turn, you can also exceed summon Galaxy Eyes Cypher EX Dragon by using a Cypher Dragon monster you control as material. Transfer its materials to this card. The first effect says you can detach 2 materials from this card. Your opponent cannot target light monsters you control with card effects until the end of their turn. The second part of it says once per turn during your standby phase, you can return 1 rank 9 or lower Dragon Exceed monster from your graveyard to the extra deck, then spell summon that monster from your extra deck by using this card you control as material. This is treated as an exceed summon. Transfer this card's materials to these summoned monsters. Oh, okay, that's a very interesting ability to go for like basically Galaxy Eyes. But at the end of the day, you can still start ranking up on top of things. So I think that that could potentially set up for really cool plays with this. But I haven't really seen anyone make a Galaxy Eyes deck. So technically, like Photons can make great use out of that as well. But with the creator card, Injectors are going to be the ones moving forward. So we'll wait and see what happens with that. And then next up, we have Lavals getting some new support over here. Free my boy at Lavals Chain. I think he's still locked up. But Lavals Archer Fire Pyro effect, level 4, 1000 attack, 200 defense points, and it says you can only use this card's named second effect once per turn. The first of its part of it says if this card is normal summon, you get to activate this effect. During your main phase this turn, you get to normal summon one Laval monster in addition to your normal summoner set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. The second part of it says if this card is in your graveyard, you get to target one fire monster you control. You're not supposed to summon monsters for the rest of the turn except for fire monsters. Also destroy that target if you do special summon this card in defense position, but banish it when it leaves the field. Unfortunately, it only gets that effect when it is normal summoned. Otherwise, that could be actually really great. Next up, I guess are they getting a boss monster too? That's a level 7. Anyways, Lavals Salamander is a fire dragon synchro effect with having 2600 attack and 200 defense points. I love the artwork on this. We're definitely using that one in the thumbnail. Yeah, 2600 attack, 200 defense points. All of them, I guess, for kindling targets. So 1 tuner plus 1 plus non-tuner fire monsters. And it says you can only use this card's name first effect once per turn. The first part of it says if this card is synchro summoned, you get to draw 2 cards and send 2 cards from your hand to the graveyard, including at least 1 fire monster. Or if you do not have any fire monster in your hand, reveal your entire hand and then shuffle into the deck. Oh, that's terrible. I was gonna say at least if you could discard it, it wouldn't be that bad. The second part of it says once per turn, you can banish 1 fire monster from your graveyard, change face-up monsters your opponent controls to face-down defense position up to the number of Laval monsters you control. Okay, and obviously that would count itself, because it does not say other Laval monsters. So that's kind of like an okay-ish card. Again, I don't know if this is going to be what Lavals need. I haven't really seen them see any play. In fact, I got to double check on rekindling for this. Rekindling, yeah, it's still at 3 in the TCG and even in the OCG over here, so that could be something to look out for. I mean, it's one of the most powerful, like, Monster Reborn everything kind of cards, but you still have to get all your stuff, and getting all of that set up, which the deck was originally like a really good Quasar deck. But again, when you look at what is being played right now, good luck trying to pull that off with all of the hand traps in the game. If they maybe had like some field spell that made it so like Lavals are like immune or something, or your opponent couldn't activate cards in response to Lavals, but maybe you can only go for like fires. But they are the Laval synchros even that way. Let's go ahead and check this out. Because as far as I was aware of, the Laval synchros weren't like that insane. I remember like Stenin was one a card. You can banish one when it is targeted by a card effect. But like we need Omni Negates really to be something that people want to go ahead and make use out of. Or maybe if you synchro summon during your opponent's turn, like with our Greater over here, when it's synchro summon, you get to send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, and if it would be destroyed by a card effect, you can banish one instead. Try to keep it alive. I just think that they're outdated. We need a full new lineup of synchros over here. Obviously, we're getting Salamander. Great artwork, although I mean it's got a potential for effect. I wish it was draw 2 then discard, because then you could start maybe activating some other effects. You can maybe mix it in other things as well, but nonetheless that is that Laval over here. And next up from the new artwork of Appaloosa. This is an alternate artwork. I love it. It looks really cool. And in fact, I think this looks better than the one where she's on the bear. We get that nice zoomed up. In fact, it reminds me of one of the characters from Genshin Impact. I don't know if any of you guys are playing that game. I'm having a blast with that game as well. But lastly, over here, we got a new Rush card. This is going to be Silver Wolf. So it is a level 3 Earth Beast effect monster with 1300 attack and 400 defense points. And its requirement is if you control another face-up monster, beast type, you can send the top card of your deck to the graveyard to activate. The effect is to choose 1 face-up monster opponent controls, and it loses 200 attack and defense until the end of the turn. Okay, that was a really mediocre effect. I thought it was going to be so much better. Sometimes, again, with these rush duels, like, it announces new card, and it's just like, oh, it reduces by 200. Okay. But anyways, guys, I was super surprised with the new Shaddolls stuff, and I'm sure a lot of you guys were as well. But if you guys are new here and you guys want to see some gameplay of it, definitely make sure you guys are subscribed with the notification on, as soon as it comes out with YuGiOh Pro, I definitely will be playing this deck, and we'll kind of mess around and see how good the new Shaddolls are, as I think that these are very powerful. Again, more super poly targets is going to be awesome. Or if you guys end up getting some good gameplay of it by the time I wake up, feel free to send in the replay file to AzneyesReplays@gmail.com. Thanks for tuning, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.